Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. This is Last Frontier, episode number 4. Last time we mowed our new field area, and this time we are returning with our new windrower. Now, I've done a move that surprised myself. Went against what my plan was, and that is we saved ourselves $20,000 by buying a smaller windrower than what I had initially intended to get. And it's a lot of money. It is going to take a little bit longer now to do this job with this smaller windrower. It's got half the coverage of the Kuhn, but this Pottinger, well, it can't be that bad. And certainly it's not. The big thing is it works fast. So even though it's got half the coverage area of what the other one had, of what the Kuhn had, which was going to cost $30,000, at just $10,000, we can knock this out pretty quickly. So we're going to go ahead and row this field. I'm going to do most of this in time lapse, as this is a pretty simple job. I suppose this is where we could make up for, yeah, that'll work. It'll kind of turn it into one larger pile. Yeah, that's not bad at all, how that's going to end up working. So, one slightly larger pile. We've got to be careful on how wide we make that. We'll still make it pretty easy for pickup. It's going to take me 2 rows to do what would have been 1, but for an extra minute or 2, we're saving $20,000 here early on, which already actually puts us within the budget because we were pretty close. I thought I was going to have to sell 2 or 3 sets of some type of grain in our silos, and instead we're actually able to get the whole job done with nothing but trees. as we make our final couple of passes on this field, finish it up, the obvious thing of note is that one end of the field, not quite the same as the other. I didn't finish in the same place. But I think more of that has to do with the fact that the rocks at the end, though I do think there might be a little something anyway to let's see, we'll come back to this one. There we go. I do think this end is slightly wider than the other end of the field. For the most part, it's very rectangular, and we'll find out for sure when we actually get it cut. But like I said, I do think there is a slight difference end to end, but the biggest reason why this corner is not done and the rest is simply just trying to get around those rocks. I think it took quite a bit to make that gap, to cover that gap, and we're paying for that now. And while this took much longer, maybe twice as long as it could have, we are at least, I probably shouldn't have wiped out most of that row. We are at least still getting the job done. And it really, compared to a lot of the other jobs, it still isn't taking that long. So I'm still very happy with that decision to save 20 grand and put ourselves in the position we're in now. Now being able to afford everything without having to sell any of our crop in storage. Put this back out down to there. And that does it. Go ahead and fold that up. We are definitely not done mowing grass or windrowing. As soon as we get this field up and planted and growing, as long as the other field's not already done by that point, which I certainly don't think it will be, we will be able to mow the rest of this, like the area we're in right now. And in mowing that, there's going to be more silage available. So, go ahead and disconnect. Oh, I always forget to lower it. Alright, so windrowing complete. Next up on the list, of course, is to bale it. We're going to head to the shop and grab ourselves a baler, but also making it into grass really isn't enough, isn't going to have the value. We want silage. The silage is going to pay considerably better, so we're going to make sure that we get a baler that not only bales but also wraps. I think it is cheaper to get a combo baler wrapper than it is to buy a baler, a cheap baler, and then also buy a cheap wrapper. I think the combination of those two, not only do you spend more time in doing that process, especially when we only have one tractor and it's going to be a while before we can afford a second tractor. But with just the one, and I'm still not sure Courseplay is going to be effective for us. Having to cut our own fields, we'll find out. I'm new to Courseplay. I've used it on another map where the fields are all cut in and it's able to detect them. I'm not sure Courseplay is going to detect these fields, so we'll have to kind of find out as we go along if that's going to work or not. Otherwise, we're going to be doing a whole lot of work ourselves. Now, I think this is the one. Yeah. Baler turns the loose trial grass or hay into convenient bales. A bale wrapper packs grass bales in foil so they can ferment into silage. That's the one we want. Low horsepower. It's a Kuhn. 12 miles an hour, so it should operate pretty quickly. And let's go ahead and change the color. Let's go for green on the foil. Which actually isn't the best color. You can really... Let's go pink. Green does not stand out terribly well in grass. Pink does a bit better with that. Now that's the big money right there, $76,000. So for this project, that was the biggest chunk of change. The mowers were $35,000. That right there already put us up. But at this point, we only have another $17,000 or so to spend for this project. So there's going to be a lot of money as there's tons of grass out there. So as we buy fields, we really should acquire a really solid amount. Every single time they place something, they place it in a slightly different place than the others. Or at least so it feels. No, it's not that they don't. It's the time of day. The shadows keep moving. There we go. Using the shadows to determine where I'm at. That's not really the right way to do it. Alright, as bad as our Fent is on condition, it still should be able to handle this baler quite easily. I want to get these baled up relatively quickly. Not sure how many bales this is going to make, but I would imagine it'll probably be into double digits, I would think, but it's hard to tell how much grass is actually in those rows. There's a lot of rows. As the windrow obviously didn't have that wide of a pickup area. Glad that this tractor doesn't experience the slippage on this road. It does out in the grass, but this compact dirt road like this, the truck is so slippery. Like a skating rink. The actual field looking pretty good. Alright, let's start unfolding this. I did not hear anything. Oh no, well there the pickup went down. Alright, so far so good. And we're getting a wide enough pickup to get it all, so that's excellent. And at this rate, it looks like we're going to get more than one bale per row. It should pay off really well for us. Now, is this one kind? Okay, it's able to start loading again after it ejects the bale. This bale's gonna roll if we let it out now, so let's wait till we get around this corner here. See if we can get down the hill. I'm not sure we are. We're at 80%. 90%, and it's full. Okay, we're gonna have to check that one. Imagine that other bale's gonna start chasing us down the hill. Oh, even with reversing, we still missed that big patch where we filled up. Okay, that one we can eject. No problem. We're into the flat area. It's just that one corner that gets a little bit too big. And that other bale's ejected. 96, 97, 98. There we go. That out before we start getting too far up this hill. We'll definitely hang on to that bale so we come back the other way. Luckily, that bale has not rolled down the hill. Looks like that other one has also stayed put. Should have, I think, maybe get to the road anyway. Maybe not. Let's go ahead and eject that one carefully, and then fill up here. There's still that one good size pile that I'd like to retrieve. Waiting for the other one to eject. There we go. Forgot to do that. When I get over near this rock, this might be a good time to go pick up that pile. Not this time, but that next time around where we have the clear path. Trail ends, the pile's just right over there, so. A little more, there we go. That was not really the best area to drop. Luckily we don't need to drop yet. We already dropped the previous one, that's good. But I would like to drop this one before we go up the hill. So we'll wait a second. Still Still wrapping, cutting, and there we go. That way that one doesn't roll down the hill. You can see this one just to our right tried to roll a little bit, but it stopped. Alright, wow, we're doing good so far. We've got a lot more bales than I thought. It's gonna pay pretty well. $98, $99, there we go, 4,000. Drop that here. There we go. Get that out of the way. Alright, so we got that. Let's go get this pile that was missed. Not worried about the tiny ones, but that was pretty good size to skip out on. Especially at this point, money is very tight early in the game. We really need to maximize our opportunities, kind of take everything as we get it. I think this is a really good time to go ahead and finish this up on time-lapse. See you back at the end of the project.
Boom, boom, bang, boom. I'll shoot you right down. Boom, boom, bang, boom. Ow, 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 ow. Boom, boom, bang, boom. I'll shoot you right down. Boom, boom, bang, boom. Ow, 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 ow. Boom, boom, bang, boom.
Alright, well that concludes the task of baling, wrapping everything. We're going to be wrapping up this episode with that. Next up, obviously, we're going to need to pick them all up. And if they are converted to silage, which I know in the seasons they don't. It takes time before they'll actually become silage. I believe when you don't have seasons active that it's instantaneous. And if that's the case, if it's instant and it's silage already, then we will sell them right away. Better reversing when I have the realistic look. I want this to go actually towards that side a bit, so let's go this way. There we go. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, everybody. Be safe out there. Bye for now.